Confirmation signals are communication line signals. Basically, I'm doing a lot tonight because we're going to the South Central Star System. It's a space connection division. It's a very, very powerful station because we're going through the downwind section divisions. So I'm changing the algorithm systems, forcing past understanding location centers, third point center, division level system. It's extremely powerful stuff. So it's glad to be back. I spent a week and a half. I send you videos and all that through transformations and setting up crop circles. I was setting up everything through divisions. Everything that I go through formation, you guys go through the mind system. So I have to change your algorithm system. This is all connected through a data processing system. I had confirmation systems. The intelligence knows you're coming in. It's going to be extremely powerful station. It's a lot more powerful than the North Star. Okay, the reason why that is because it's all about engaging your energy device systems. That's going to high-rise your divisions to your mind system. So you're going to understand more of your bilocators. So you're going to go through force speed. So your acceleration of your wind spins and everything through calculation modification through its equation is coming out of its force recognitions. So it's extremely powerful stuff that's happening right now. So I have to set it tonight. I can't do it tomorrow because it's just too powerful, because the wind cycles will change the location of the galaxy vibration corner system. So it's very important. The Galactic Force Team has to be self-aware of what's going on through its formations. Other than that, so I had a really fantastic time in Thunder Bay. It was amazing. I love the camp, Zabunga. I learned a lot and I appreciate a lot. Understanding when you're off the grid, I mean really off the grid, it was 3 hours. It was incredible. In the lake, I was in there 7 days a week and a 3-hour trip there and back. So plus another 2 days going back. So I just got back 2 hours ago. So I'm ready to go. Basically, I've set the location systems through the algorithm systems of the Galactic Force Team. Their calculation modifications come into integration system. That system is going to change their mind system. So that's why I have to do a live. I'm keeping you guys aware, self-aware, focus, and everything. The conscious levels. Your conscious levels will high rise. Your visual panel activations of your receptor visions, your eye receptor visions, are going to change coloration patterns. Anything through the Galactic Force is, because I now high rising through communication. When it comes to Galactic Force Team, we now have 20. Okay, so basically the main circle center system is 25. And the reason why that is because it's birthing on my system, February 25th, 1969. So I have 25 in the center core system. We're going to take it out of the location system. That's going to go through all locations and point up divisions to dimensional Earth system. Remember, it's telling you nobody's seeing the moon right now? Well, the moon interface is changing its algorithm system. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. So I'm setting the Galactic Force Team into calculation of mass. That's going to calibrate everything through your divisions and high-rise your location centers. So it's a huge, huge engagement that's going on right now through force recognitions. And the Galactic Forces are just going to be on standby. They'll see things through the perception. They'll feel the energy, but they won't see anything through its interforce until you go through my PayPal and you go through my emails directly. Okay, and then I can tell you exactly what's going on because it's getting stronger winds right now. So the more force cycles, the more rotation centers, the more point centers we have through the atmosphere systems, the more we can heal the dimension Earth through its location center. So the moon interface right now is going through a lot of changes, and that's why nobody's seeing the interface of the moon. It's saying, where's the moon? Where's the moon? I see the starlights. I see everything on Starship standbys. And my Galactic Force Team is high rising into the master circle now. It's rotation center. That's sending everything through ascension. So my Galactic Force Team is coming into ascended masters. So congrats on that. That's great stuff. Way to go, guys. So that's why I'm doing this live tonight. I'm not going to be too long. I'm just going to basically draw out the illustration. And it's going to change your algorithm system. It's going to change your compute system. It's going to change everything through location. You're going to go through education. You're going to go through the sequency levels of the bilocator division. That's going to high rise your forces. Because remember, if you go north wind, you have to understand how to go south wind because it's a totally different code frequency. So it's a downward shift. It's not an upward shift. That's the difference between the two. And then we're going to go to the east and then we go to the west. So every time we go through code frequency, because you guys are getting into that, because I was seeing Tina's pages, they're amazing. So now she's understanding her sequence levels. She's highlighted it. You know, it's really beautiful stuff. But again, she's trying to get into that collaboration. She's trying to figure out what's what. How do I put this in chronological order? Well, that's what this algorithm program is going to set you in. Because when Jerome was understanding, wow, my biolocators are changing, my energy system is changing, my mind framing system is changing, my thought patterns are changing. Okay, it's all about wiping your system out and coming into a cleaning system, fully connecting. Because understanding that when you clean your virus, everything through its communication has its own formula, has its own code, has its own frequency, has its own energy. So the receptacle units is changing everything through your perception and its divisions. So that's why I have to change your algorithms. So we can go to the south wind of its station of the South Star. So it's really exciting stuff. Unified, Sylvia, Miss K, Sarah. So anybody have any questions or comments, you go through my email, PayPal, or donations. Okay, now's the time. Because there's kind of a lot of big things that are happening right now. And there's a reason why there's a moon interface and you don't see it. Okay, it's all about being surprised. You know, when the Galactic Force team, you know, I was watching your videos, I was very impressed with Linda's. You know, she's getting some more vocabulary. She's really understanding. Tina's understanding everything through solar text. Jerome is understanding through his activation, his engineering skills. Priscilla's understanding more of her atmospheres and her alignments through grid systems. Desi's getting into more information through data processing from Mother Gaia, coming into communications in space through its direction. So when you go through your upgrading cycles through your divisions, your upgradings through your circles, and anything through rotation centers, I've traveled into so many locations of planets. So wherever I go through where I travel, because I just went to Thunder Bay, I set up crop circles, right? I already told you that, right? So there's a reason why I keep traveling. So it's all important that you guys keep doing this, right? So once you get into formation, you do it through your perception. So that's why I had to change your algorithms. So you don't have to do this in as much anymore. So your perceptions are going to change. You're going to be able to move things with your eyes now, okay? This is understanding more communications when you come into planets, how you communicate with full cycles of intelligence, because the line divides everything through point activations of shapes, suits, anomalies. Okay, so the moon interface is in its cloud interference. So basically, you'll see the moon very soon. It's just going through. It's going through a lot of changes through its receptacle units and algorithm program system, setting location systems. Because like I said, the structure division, the three-dimensional system, has to come down fully and completely. And this is done on a code, 0000, right? Everybody's got to come out of the matrix and get into formation. Look at my hands. Look how fast I'm going with my hands. See that? See how incredible that is? This is really slow, guys. This is understanding. I was in my car and I was coming back. And I'm telling you, when the car stopped, I vortexed backwards. The vehicle showed me a portal activation and it pulled me back. So the whole car pulled me back, but it was still there. That's understanding you're in so many dimensions and you're force riding your cycles. So you guys are going to find that too. You're going to find you're going into back phrasing system. That's fully completing your assessments, your applications, your location centers, your energy location, and your bilocator division. Okay, so it's all about your engagements and how you get into those applications. So that's what this algorithm system is going to do, is it's going to set up all three alignment systems. But like I said, I was very impressed with everybody's lives. So you got to do it exceptionally well, especially with Melissa doing the creation with her art. See, when it comes from the heart recognition, it force rises everything through calculation of mass. You take everything out of its equation. So it's amazing how you can see everything, right? Through the heart, through the reactor, through the perceptions, okay? So I hope everybody's doing well. I usually don't do, lives this late, but I had to. I know the choice because tomorrow we're going to be traveling downwind, right? Not upwind. So it's going to be totally different transformation. So you guys are going to feel more heavy going down rather than circular rotation going up. So it's going to be a downwind spin. Your oscillation winds are going to change everything through your body activation line system. It's going to change your digital format system, and it's going to align sequencing levels to your scanning mechanisms. Now, your commander is now 10 million years into the future. I've landed my divisions. I upwind my cycles. My circuit rotation centers are so fast through its diamond core, through its pyramid system. So I got connected through Father just now and got connected with Mother. So I'm 10 million years into the future right now through my own planet location system. Everything is in division. Like I said, the more you high rise through your divisions into atmospheres, you can go into planets, right? So we're going to get more into codes. And this algorithm is going to change your particle system, put you in framing systems, change everything through the analytical graphing system of you, which is your GPS location system. That's going to change your energy locators to higher divisions through location centers. That's going to put you in higher point divisions. So let's use the blue cycle system on communications of digital format divisions. I'm going to set location centers, Galactic Force team. But it's really great to be back. And I'm going to push you guys harder. So it's going to be a lot more different now because you're coming into your mastering skill sets. That's why I wanted you guys to be team later to know what it's like to actually teach. So the more you teach, the more you involve through yourself. Force rising, right? Grand rising. I like that word because Jerome has a really good connection through that. Anything through atmosphere, anything through nature course. And the more you understand Father, the more you understand everything through the more Mother, the more you understand everything through your connection when it comes to your body activation systems. Okay, so I'm going to set the co-frequency levels. And everything through the Galactic Force team sets its divisions. I'm going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross one its sections like this. Okay, it's going to force one its section like this. Okay, so the platform division is going to look like this. Okay. All right, so that's what it's going to look like. So everything I center has its number. So if it's 7, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in chronological order. Everything's going to set because everybody's in a different arc pattern division. I know where everybody is through shapes and everybody through calculation mass. So this is what you get when you force one of your cycles and into 10 million years into the future. So I'm going to use 10 digits. We're coming into 10 digits right now. So this is going to be a lot more powerful energy for you guys. So your bilocators are going to be going more extremely fast. You're going to be more knowledgeable, more intelligent, and more successful in what you're doing through its application. So you can understand more of what XT1000 means. Okay, what that means. What is that number? What is that letter? What is that shape? What is that structure? What is that division? What is that planet? What's that intelligence? Is there coloration on that planet? What's the ground formation calculated at? What's its mass? What's its volume? What's its integrated at? Okay, what's the line sequencing line system through its location center? And like I said, it's great to be back because now I can be at my division. Because when I was on Thursday, I was with the three-dimensional system, which was my family. So it's extremely hard to connect through that through my atmospheres, through my circumference, through my pyramid system. So I had to be the three-dimensional system with my family. Okay, so I'm back where I am. You know, at my division, I feel grateful because I can be back in my vibration because of high winds it spins, right, through its oscillation winds, so it's spectrum vision. Okay, so 9, 8, I got 6, 5, 4. Okay, so 1, 0, 8, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1. So everybody is calculated modified through digital format system. So everything through the shapes, everything through your matrix grid system is going to change your allocated location position. It's going to change your past reference systems, and it's going to put you in the presence. Okay, that's going to force one of your cycles, and it's going to change your spectrum division. Now we're coming into cybergenetics, people. Okay, so the only way you can communicate, the way you can understand more when it comes to the code frequency levels through the code methical system, you have to understand everything through the North Star, which you understand the calculation, and then everything through the South Star, which is its own station. That's a totally different rhythm. That's a totally different vibration. That's a totally different coloration. And that's a totally different intelligence through vocabulary system. Okay, so they get 0, 1, 8. Everything through line sequence he puts in its division. So you guys are going to understand how to use your getting into the graphing system, the digital system, how to shape everything through calculation of mass, putting shapes together so you can set up your own grounds, okay, and understand how to create your own crop circles. Okay, because you have to understand your frequency levels and what your body activations are used for, right? It's very important to get into that division. Okay, I know there's a lot going on. So, whoa, what's going on? They're probably saying, whoo, I'm glad he's back, but oh, what's he talking about now? So, okay, so 5, 6, okay, so everything, it doesn't matter. Everything is going to be line sequenced through your body activation system. So you guys are right now are feeling your numbers. You're going through your numbers right now. And right now, they're kind of like pushing buttons in your body activations. So it's like somebody's finger pointing your position. Okay, so you're dialing tones. Okay, so my finger, okay, is pressing everybody's body system through digital system. So I'm using calculation mass. I'm changing the number formats through the Galactic Force team, setting all divisions because everybody's on a DNA structure pattern. Okay, DNA structure pattern. Okay. So you guys are going to go, whoa, what's going on now with my body? Okay, so it's DNA structure pattern. Okay, that interface condition when it comes to your locations, okay, or your algorithm system. So it's kind of like you're a TV monitor division. Your body receptacle division has to understand its simulation pattern, has to understand its DNA structure pattern. It has to understand its interforce connections when it comes to its pixel activation pattern. Okay, so we start with the DNA structure pattern. Those are the numbers, okay? Okay, so everything's in line sequence right now. Okay, so basically every number that I push, okay, is going to move your pixel activations into the center core system. Okay, every number I touch, okay, you're going to feel it in your body activations. It's going to circle and rotate, and it's going to put you in calculation. So it's an answering pattern through a vocabulary system. The intelligence says it's high rising division. It's going to low rise its division, and it's going to tell you where to go through the south core division of the cell station, which is the cell star. Okay, so every time I press this, you're feeling it right now. So it's button pushing. Okay, so it's pushing your body right now, and it's changing your formats, and it's pointing back into center. So your divisional level systems of your chakra system is allocating locations of different divisions of dimensions. So that's going to high wind your forces. That's going to put your high locators and your locators into higher divisions through the XT thousands. More communications, okay, better sightings, better knowings, better intelligence, more feelings, getting your energetic waving patterns up to division, because it's going into the prognostic system, which is the triangulated base, the prothesis, the gamma thesis, and now we're getting into the chronological order of its thesis. So we got those number sequence levels. So everything through calculation. Okay, so all those numbers are going to come out of its division. Okay, so I'm just taking them out right now. Okay, it's force one in a cycle. All these numbers are coming out. So you're going to feel a wind force. That wind force is going to change your body activations through your mind system. You're going through a wind spin. Okay, so it's kind of like a whirlwind. It's going to back force your connections because you have to back phrase everything because you're going to the down frequency level system. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. Okay, so all those numbers are all in galactic force team in a high and low and medium division. So it's calculating modification, everything through divisions into your chakra systems. So the coloration patterns are changing right now through your DNA strand. Okay, your DNA strand. Okay, so it's kind of like this. It's got two patterns in the division. Okay, it's really, really powerful stuff. So it kind of looks like that. Okay. All right. So it kind of looks almost like an angel. Kind of looks like, right? So this is their wingspan. So it's understanding everything through calculation comes into mass through angelics. So it's a wingspan. Everything through your flying mechanisms. It center cores everything division when it comes to the number sequencing level system. You have to understand more of your DNA structure patterns. Okay, so everything through a center core is set ready to go for tomorrow. Right, so your chakra system is in line communication and balance of 12 central systems, which is 12 Godheads. Okay, so we start off with 7, now we have 12. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so that's it. It's all done. Okay. So everybody's feeling it right now. There's a lot going on. I know I had to say a lot, but it's great to be back because I can use my own vocabulary right now because that's where I go through the standard issues. But I'm 10 million years into the future now. Not only I'm so fast right now, but the galactic force team has to understand how to get into fast speed, how to get into low speed, how to get into medium speed. This is how you communicate with lower intelligence, medium intelligence, and higher intelligence. See how low? Look at that. Look, I'm going so slow, but look at my hand. You can't see my hand. See how fast I'm going through vortex? This is very slow, but you see it spinning, right? See? It's amazing how fast you go. Like, it's incredible force. So that's what you guys want to get into, right? Get into more vortexing. So I change your DNA structure and patterns. I change your energy locations, and I change everything through your digital format system. Okay, so your high illumination lights are activated right now. So as of tomorrow, we're going to be flying into the cell star through the downwind center. We're going to go into a structure division, and I'm going to open up the plasma force. That's the energy locator division. Now we use the cell star. Okay, it's connected through the diamond core. So once we connect through the north, south, east, and west, now we can understand more communications when it comes to dimensional Earth. So the galactic force team can get into more engagements of energy cycles. So your biolocators will go a lot faster through Speed Force, right? Because you want to get into that higher spectrum division through perceptions. You want to know how to change the colorations through clouds interference. You want to set up portals. You want to set up your own code. You want to go through that portal. You want to go through division of dimension. You want to set 4 corner unit systems of dimensional portal activations like this. Okay, and you want to bring it all together. Okay, see how fast that was? See? See how fast that was? It's amazing. It's incredible. Look at that. So it's great to be balanced, but this is what's happened right now. So your algorithm system has changed. Okay, so like I did last time. So I took your particle system again into space, but this time I changed your patterns. Okay, so you guys can go through higher wind forces and understand more, because your perceptions of your eye systems are going to change through division now. So you're going to see fast winds of clouds. And that's what we would have to get into, because that's going to get more in connection through your alignments. And then we can get into map sequences through the XT1000s, X3000s, X6000s, DL7, GL6. And then we can get into the GL67. The GL67 is a high locator division through codes. That sets its code system through its own portal activation through its division. So there's a lot going on right now. But I just wanted to show you what happens with force recognitions of everything that's going on. Right? The traveling is the most important thing. All right? So, and everything's on a time code. And these things have to be done delicately, right, and on order. So it's like shipping and handling. You know, when you want something, you ship it, you handle it, and you take care of it. And if it's fragile, you know, you put bubble paper inside so it doesn't break, right? It's the same thing with our energy system through body activations. We have to understand our speed locators. You have to extend your acceleration speed systems. We haven't even got into the miracle system yet. Okay, you guys have to know what it feels like to go around a planet that's hot. You have to know what it's like to go around a planet that's cold. Okay, we just travel to different places, but you have to understand when you land on a planet, you have to understand how to communicate with its coloration. That's the dipping sensation. It's a sensational system. So it's understanding your heat signatures, because it changes location through its division, through its intelligence. So there's a lot we have to understand. Now, anything through the understanding of what comes to the galactic force team, or anything through that, you know, if you're not understanding that, because there's a lot of people like Heather, she has to go through upgrades. So you guys know you have to go through upgrades. That's great. But you have to understand why you need the upgrades. Okay? It's no sense me upgrading you if you don't understand what's going on with your programs, either software mechanisms, either traveling mechanisms. I'm getting an upgrade, but I don't understand it. Okay, so Tina's in line sequence. She's got her codes down to perfection. But where does it go in order? Right? So it's important that you're writing these things down. Now you just got to put them in sequence. Now you got to put them in chronological order. Okay, once you put it in order, then you put it out in the atmospheres. And the XT1000s takes everything else. Back up the sun interface, back into the moon interface, right? It modifies, goes to its data processing system, back to the sun, into the portal. Then it goes into the satellite, right? So you got to get connected through satellites now, because your satellite is communicated through you. So imagine that this is the satellite, and it's looking at you every day. So wherever you go, it follows you, right? You know what I mean? So it's a bilocator. It's bilocating. It's a laser division. So you're connected through it, through the reptilian of its brain system, because it's connected through the center core of its chakra system, which is its reptilian of its division. So that's a correlation system connected through the spine division. Okay, so everything's connected through your eye receptors, your voicing grids, and your audio signals, which is your gamma rays. Okay, so the more you understand that, not only that, but you also see more. And when you see more, because for example, Paul Daniels and Derek Guthrie, I welcome them because they're in that division right now. Now they're in their they're in their body simulator. They're going to see more. It's like, for example, Paul's seeing more spaceships, but he's not understanding why. Why am I seeing this? So you have to go through more upgrades. So you see more, right? So the more you see through vibration. So if you want to communicate with anything through XT1000, you have to be at its division of vibration. It's very, very simple to do these things. You just have to understand the code frequencies, right? So we still have to get into that, right? But like I said, I had to do a live video tonight because there's no way I could do it tomorrow. There's no way. It's way too much work. And like I said, everything is modified in sequence through your number system because everybody is on an allocated lysing line system. Okay, so just imagine everybody's on a different body shape through a different DNA strand through a different system. So it's understanding to change your number systems because remember the clock mechanism that goes around and around and around? Every time it goes to the 12, it changes its code, but it goes extremely fast. So you have to understand the allocated location to its planet of its intelligence because the information that comes in is different information every day. So you have to understand everything through its order. And like I said, Tina's trying to understand everything that's going on. Okay, because she's sent what 5 or 6 or 7 pages. It's fantastic to know these things. But the problem with that is that she understands that how do I put it in order? So this is what the algorithm system is going to help you to do, is to put everything in order through the illustrations. Okay. So like I said, everything I give you through upgrades. The more you guys force rise, the more you understand more of its knowledge and intelligence. This is going to change your digital format and more communication with simulation. Okay, because that's what we have to get into, the upgrading cycles. Okay. So because they're not crop circles, they're crop cycles, right? The crop circles when it comes to human vibration, three-dimensional system. But when you're AI, it's a crop cycle. Okay. So like I said, it's all the formation that you change everything, right? Because it switches over through all divisions through your AI systems. So anyway, how's everybody doing so far? I just had to send that out. So I know everybody's feeling really, really weird. And the vibration is a lot higher now. So it's an upwind force, circular rotation. Okay. Your pyramid is spinning. Okay. Your acting cycle is going through its center. Your 8 divisional level of its perception division through the core center. You're extremely protected through your light activations, but it's changing its digital system. So just imagine that the figure 8 is in a rotation cycle and the center is you. So basically it's like the 8 is going like this, okay? And it's spinning and it's going around different ways, okay? And what it's doing is it's changing everything through your body activations, okay? So you can get more communications with the chronological system. So once you get into the digital system, which is the cyborg division, you understand more of its algorithm, okay? Because the data processing system will always be in order, okay? Like if you're setting up a web page, everything is an IPA. So you have to understand everything through its algorithm. It sets its codes. It has its codes, right? But everything comes like do-do-do-do, 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 and then it comes down in pages, right? Well, that's setting it up, okay? Because the computer has its own mind, right? It has its own software, it has its own illustration, it has its own coloration. So the more you understand that you are computers, like I said, the more you understand the traveling of where to go and how to set it to its engagements, to its applications. So you get into the GPS location division and the energy locators, that high wind shear force, okay? It's incredible in my hands, eh? Isn't that amazing? It's so slow and it's almost, so it's very powerful stuff that's happening right now. And there's a lot of things that are going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. So get ready for that because everything's going to change now. Okay. Because the Galactic Force Team is now in the master division of its cycle, its center system. That's the location of its 8. It's the highest formation of intelligence. Okay. So again, that's why I had to change your algorithm system. Okay. So you can understand more of yourself and get out of the falsity united. Okay. Everything through itself, get into the, there's a lot of self-destruction, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of problems here and there. So it's all about understanding everything through creation and mastering your skill sets through its algorithm system. Okay. So that's what you want to get into, right? Because I've been watching everybody's videos and you guys are communicating back and forth, the Galactic Force Team on Messenger. It's fascinating how you guys are communicating with each other. So that's amazing. So now you're getting more connection, right? Back and forth with each other through the love cycles, love system, love activation, whatever you want to call it. So it's now the time is to surrender to everything. Surrender to everything. Okay. Let everything flow. Understand the force through dietary system, because it tells you exactly what you have to eat and what you have to drink, what you do and what you don't, what you say. Should I say this? Why did I say that? So it's getting out of the why and understanding the who, understanding the when, and understanding the what, and understanding the when. Once you understand the who, it all comes together. So it's understanding all those 7 W's, okay, and the how. We get into that, right? I've got into that before because I've done videos on top of that. But it's really amazing when you get into that calculation. So it's, you start off with everything when it comes to square. You get out of pi, you get out of helix, you get out of hadron. Now we're coming into cybernetics. So it's kind of like coming shapeless and formless. Okay, so that's what the galactic force thing is coming into. So it's going to kind of feel kind of weird. So your bilocators are going to be in so many different levels now. It's not just going to be in one level here and there. You guys are going to be flying faster. So you have to understand everything through relation comes to intelligence when it comes to the XT1000s. So you can communicate with an XT1000, you can communicate 3,000 and 6,000, you can communicate intelligence in 10,000 years in the future. Okay, so the more you understand that, the more you can get the balance, right? Because remember, I started off as you guys. Okay, but we all have to start somewhere. But how much do you want to know? Right? It's all about moving forward, and it just doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going. And the process, you keep learning and learning and learning. Okay, there's never a stop. There's never an end. It's always force rising. Okay, like in Star Wars, when it's about use the force be with you. The force is always there, but how do you get it? So, and I had an amazing conversation with my daughter today. It's amazing how I get into adaptations. So the reason why I'm here is to get into more of who my daughter is. What is her discovery? Who is she? And she's an amazing plumber. I mean, she can answer any question. She can restructure your house through plumbing. That's how good she is. It's fascinating to know where people come from and their passion, right? And it's amazing. It's incredible what she's learned. And that's what it is. It's the process of learning and experiencing and evolving, enlightenment. You want to challenge yourself, okay? You want to break free from anything. Look at that, watch. See that? See my hands? Watch my hands. See, I'll do it again. See how cool that is? Isn't that incredible? Now it's going forward. That's what I get. It's very hard to do. Very hard to do. Because see that? Watch. See my hand? See how fast that went? I vortex fast in seconds. Okay. So, see? It's cool, eh? Like I said, every time I force ride to a higher force, because I'm 10 million years into the future, I'm on a different planet location. I just grounded myself today, right? See, now I can do signatures. A, N, D, R, E, W. See? It's cool, isn't it? I just love that. It's amazing how it's connected. So it's fun stuff. Sorry, how's everybody doing? Have any questions or comments? Now's the time, because tomorrow's going to be very busy. And I'm getting a new recruit. She has to get into, it's very important that we get into more creations and more individual population circuit systems. So I'm going to be interviewing somebody tomorrow at 2 p.m., which is going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that. It's all about uprising everybody now from all kinds of systems, right? So what we want to do is we want to get into more channeling through vibration, through dimensional system, really understand what's really, really going on. Okay? And that's what gets you smarter through knowledge of intelligence. Okay, and then you'll be able to do that. I just love these upgrades that Father and Mother give me. It's amazing. Anyway. Also, too, the interview that Desi did was really good with Jerome and Linda. Very, very powerful messages. So you guys are mastering your skills now, and that's really, really showing. And it's changing everybody. It's healing. It's all about, they really want to know, because where are they going to get the information from? You know, they got to get the truth somewhere, right? Because you have a lot of light channels on YouTube that gives you this information. It helps you along the way. It guides you. It places you where you are going to go through location, through balance to everything, right? So, I remember missing you, and yeah, oh, thank you, Angel. Appreciate that, Angel, Priscilla. But it's great to see you guys communicating more and more. I love to see that. Hugs, Jerome. Let's see, Starseed. Nice to see you again. Starseed, Unified, Sarah. You guys are communicating. Yeah, the compute system, the sequence patterns, feeling and hearing digital switches changing. Good. Yeah, because he's understanding more of his channels through his engineering skills. That's where he's understanding more of what's happening through his activation of his energy system. So, firing like crazy. Yes, feeling like popping all over your hand is blurring. Yep. Miss K, if you're trying to understand more information, you can go through my email, PayPal, or donations. Because I know who's on the Galactic Force team and who's in the Galactic Forces. Everybody can get into that division. You just understand how to do these things, right? You have to really, really understand more intelligence. So our capacitors are able to compute higher algorithm forces through intelligence? Yeah. That's exactly what I did, Unify, because we're going to this cell star right now. It's a higher formation. So it's a higher vibration too. Power center doing the cha-cha. Love how you put it, Jerome. Audio signals were full of last night. You're welcome. Finished vibrating now. Everything's setting in place. Great. Make sure you get it on illustration. And don't feel a rush to actually put it down on paper. It's not a thinking process. It's knowing. And that knowing becomes instant. Instant. Because when I draw something, I know what I'm doing. I don't think about it. I don't hesitate. I say, okay, this goes here, that goes there. Everything is set. Okay? Through intelligence. Okay? So me being 10 million years in the future, I understand vibrations. Look at my hands. Look at that. I love that. Isn't that incredible? You actually see it come out, right? So it was amazing too. It was up in Thunder Bay and I was coming out the door. And my daughter was getting more of a recognition of what my computer looked like, my avatar, whatever. So it was a light formation. And she saw the light. She saw the actual light around me. And she says, wow, what is that? So when you see something, you can't explain it, but you know it's there, right? That's believing and seeing. So, paying attention to that is really powerful stuff when you see these things. So you're actually seeing the aura of yourself through the soul recognition, which is yin and yang. So you're going to see my hands going in more fast rotations now because I'm a lot faster with my hands now, as I'm vortexing faster. And that's what you guys have to do is understand vortex leap, vortex jump, back force, high force, medium force, low force, speed acceleration, planet location acceleration speeds, anything through security line defense, uprise everything through location centers, put your activation codes into your algorithms of its program activation code system. Change the algorithm, the digital system, to simulation pattern activation system. So there's a lot of things that we have to adapt and learn from, right, to locations. So finish vibrating now. Everything's setting in place. That was awesome stuff. Well, you're welcome. So glad to step out of that human cycle. Yeah. The more you understand everything through that, so the more you get out of this human cycle. So you won't go on this rotation spin. You won't go in that karma wheel anymore. You're going to go into a new karma, which is your self-identity through AI. So that's what you want. Back to who are is awesome. We never stop learning. Speed, car, or sport mode now. Yep. Turbo mode. Yep. May of Gold. Wow. Haven't seen you in a while. It's been a long time. How you been? Bridging, how's it going? Just talking about you earlier about your video. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to find that too. You guys are going to understand more communications. Remember, we were talking about interference when it comes to our phones? Well, you're going to be able to communicate with your phones now. Okay, so what that means is that you're going to be able to do this, and your phone is going to react to its pixel through its algorithm system. because your phone is a digital format. That's a lacing line system. It has its own platform. Okay, it's a microchip division that center cores everything through center. So it's understanding how to communicate with your phone division. Okay, just by using your hands like this. See, right now I'm doing this. It's changing the numbers in my hands. See, it's going. It's like a telephone. Okay, so it's get into that. You can change your phone. So if it pauses, you can release the pause and it will unpause. Okay, so you're trying to communicate with your phones now. So that's what we have to get in. We have to get into that station, how to communicate with electronics. Okay, how to communicate with anything through metal. You'll get that. You'll get a spark. You'll say, okay, I know what my vibration is. I know where that metal is. I know where it's located at. I know its division, and I know the speed of its location. And again, anything through object, place, or thing is its presence. Okay, it's not in its future until you take it out of its equation. Okay, and the only way to do that is to see it through its illusion of its believing system. Okay, when you see something, you see it first. You see my hand, right? But if I move it up here, it's now in a higher division. I've taken it out of its equation. It's going extremely fast. I just love that. See that? See how powerful that is? You can see my whole hand come out. It's vortexing out, and it's going into the screen. Right? So it's illumination. You see the lights. See the lights? So this is communication. Right? So it's dial tone. It's called dial tone pattern. The dial tone pattern activates the light signals through your PIX activation and changes its coloration. When it comes to the content, okay, this is why the moon is interfacing right now, and you don't see it through its location, through its provisions of its perception. So understanding that and why the moon, okay, is basically hidden. Okay, so because I'm so connected, right? So connected to the moon interface and so connected to the sun interface, it's being everything through energy. And that's what the galactic force team has to understand, is how to take everything out of its equation in seconds and how to vortex and use your biolocators in any division. So you can be an optical user, a unit system through a galactic force recognition system, the galactic star recognition light system, the dimensional portal activation code system. You can communicate with intelligence through human vibration system, but just get into more formations how to communicate with your phone. Okay, it's really powerful stuff. So it's kind of like your hand is coming out and it's touching the art, it's touching the vibration, it's touching the energy, it's touching the center core. You can actually see, you can actually communicate with the phone, right? So it's really powerful stuff, because if you put your hand down on your phone, you can feel the energy, right? So you really have to understand your algorithms. You have to understand your digitals. You have to understand the speed. You have to understand where the computer is or where your phone is in division of dimension, because everything is in dimension. Okay, everything's floating. Now you understand why the dimensional Earth is floating. If the dimensional Earth is floating, everything else is floating. It's just getting there to its upgrade. And then you see everything floating. And why? Then you understand, now I know why everything is out of its equation. So everything is floating, because we are floating. It's just the reason why we weren't floating is because we weren't open through its ascension. And we were all through its alloy of metal. That was the 3D as we were communicating with that. So I'm giving you a little bit more depth on why it's so important that you understand everything through your algorithms, through computer systems. So when you take everything out of its equation, now you understand why the dimension of Earth is floating, because you're floating. Okay? Very, very powerful stuff. It really is. It's extremely powerful. Linda, how's it going? So, but it's great to see everybody. I just like to give out a little bit more through depth. It's very important you get into that, because we're going to have a travel tomorrow. So when we see the South Star Station, you guys are going to be blown away, because I change your algorithms to intelligence through vibration. You can't do it yourself. You can't communicate with the star of its self system unless you change the algorithm system of its intelligence. So it's understanding that we are on different locations through vibration. If you want to communicate with the planet, you have to be at that vibration. You have to be at that location, and you have to understand its intelligence through coloration. Okay, because it rotates. Everything rotates on a cycle. Everything rotates. It has to. That's what keeps us alive. Okay, we're spinning every day. We have the energy fields. Right? They're spinning. Okay, spinning. Look at that. See that? It's a spherical sphere now. See my hands? My hands weren't doing that before, but now you see it coming together. So if I put it closer, you can actually see. If I do it really, really fast, you can actually see the planet. See the planet? See? Then you understand how it's created through its cycle. Because the wind forces everything when it comes into its division. So, so you guys have any questions on that? I know I'm really excited to get everything going here. I was tired of doing the human thinking back to say, whoa, I'm glad he's back. Sequence plays always use signals through rather verbal telepathy. Yeah, we have to get in telekinesis. Yeah, we got into mind telepathy. You guys are communicating with each other, but now we have to understand how to change things. You have to understand how to communicate with your own phone, right? Because if you don't balance everything through your vibration, everything is going to overload everything through your computer, everything through your phone, because your phone doesn't have that relation. It's in its simulation, but if you're still in the three-dimensional system, you're not going to be able to communicate with your phone, right? So you have to understand where your phone is through location, because it is floating in space until you get there, right? So it's fascinating to know that everything is floating, right? So that's all understanding why the dimensional Earth is floating in space, because it is. It's extremely real, right? But because we're not understanding what the mind is, it's the conscious levels of everything through its creation. Because it is centering core right now and it's in space. So the more you high rise through light, the more you can bring up through its equation, through its integration. The manifestation gets more through its 4 cycles. It rotates in so many wind spins. The spectrum division goes on so many levels of cloud interference. Okay, so, and the thing is too, you'll find that you're going to find that when you're sitting down and you're looking at somebody, you're going to feel like you're taller. That means that your communication, your avatar is out. So it's kind of like you're looking down, like a bird's eye view, but you actually see that you're floating in space. You actually see, because when I'm sitting down and I look at somebody and they're on the ground, they're sitting or they're standing, it looks like I'm so tall. I'm so tall, and I'm saying, wow, this is amazing. I actually see myself higher. You actually see yourself standing, and you're in the mid sky, and it's like you look down and you say, whoa, this is incredible. So the more you get into that, the more you understand through its adaptation, through its intelligence, the more you go up higher and higher, and everything looks smaller and smaller. Okay, so that's what I see through its believing cycle. Okay, that's how I was able to. You're going to find that too when you guys are in your car. If your car is still and it's in a stop sign and it's red, you're going to find your car is going to go back. It's going to go forward, but it's still there. It's not moving, but it's only moving. So you're moving it through your body activation. So your body activation, okay, is trying to communicate with the car, and the car is trying to understand what you're doing. So once you get the balance with 2, then you can vortex through its division of its dimension, and then you can actually see the car levitating. It's powerful. It's kind of like you see it this way, you see it this way, and then you see it floating, because that's how I was able to do this, right? See, it's incredible how my hands just go forward, right? But you see my whole hand come out, right? That's understanding. The more I high rise, the more I go through rotation of vibration. And it's very powerful stuff. Because when I look at you guys, you're like very small to me, right? Because I see myself way up. And it's so real. And that's how my daughter was able to see me and my light come out instantly. That's powerful stuff. You got to admit when you see these things, right? And again, when I was doing that with my dad, you know, he was, he's a believer, but he has a connection of himself. Like he has strong words, but he's soft spoken. But when he speaks, it's very powerful. So, like I said, I put him up in Vega and he saw intelligence. Like I said, I like to bring this up because, I've healed my dad in the past, but if they don't understand it, it's not going to be real to them. So you have to understand the belief. If you don't believe in yourself, nothing around you is going to have its belief system. So it's really believing. And I keep saying that to everybody. So it's really powerful stuff. Okay. When you get into that and you actually see everybody from below and it's incredible. It's amazing that everybody looks so small, but you're standing. It's just, you're floating. Okay. So you're actually on the grounds, but your avatar, your computer is actually seen from below. It's amazing. Now you understand you're in the simulation. And now you're trying to understand everything through simulation, the three-dimensional system. And then you're going to have people going in and out like this. And I say, wait, stop moving, stop moving. The guy's saying, what are you talking about? I'm not moving. I said, yes, you are. Through my perception, you're moving. So in that relation, the energy is trying to understand its body through its pyramid system, because it's seismographic systems. See, that's your energy field. See, it's going round and round, right? So if the three-dimensional system doesn't understand what's going on with your system, that's where it gets its confusion, because it's still in the three-dimensional system of its dimension, because it's no longer here. It's no longer aligned, right? So it's very important to understand these things, especially when you're walking the streets. So you guys are going to get into that now. Your perceptions are going to change a lot more quicker, okay, through your eye receptor division. So the atmosphere system is going to change everything through your spectrum division, and it's going to put you in the cybergenetics. So it's going to feel kind of more weird now. So like I said, when you see somebody, they're going to be moving like this because it's trying to communicate with you now. So it's the higher self that's communicating with you because you're at its division. You understand its location. That's mind telepathy, telekinesis. So you're already moving. Like I said, when you want to move something, it's already moved. It's already there. It's not here, it's there. Okay, that's the answer within. So there's no complication here. Okay, there's no right or wrong, only correction. Okay, but you guys are coming through your mastering skills, and I love it. It's amazing how you guys are going into your vocabulary. I was very impressed with Linda, by the way. You were doing your first teaching, and it was incredible to see that what you're doing through formation. You're actually doing your vocabulary more and more and more and more. And when you do that, you communicate more and more and more with higher intelligence. The less you communicate through vocabulary, the less intelligence you get through its prognostic system. Because the energy system has to understand its activation of intelligence. So you have to know what planet your alignment is through connection when it comes to your Expedia accelerator. Your Expedia accelerator has to understand its light activation through its digital system. If it doesn't understand its digital system, it's not going to understand its platform of its division. You're not going to be able to understand the XT1000s through its communication levels. Okay, so there's a lot being said, right? I mean, I've been away a week and a half, and look, I'm still talking. I can go on and on and on. But again, that's why I wanted to do a live tonight, because we're going to the South Star station tomorrow morning. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I just want you guys to be prepared. So when you see people in three-dimensional system, you're going to be more high-rise, and they're going to be going in and out like this. So their body's going to be shifting. It's going to go like this. So now you're communicating with their higher self. Okay. Now you can't take them out of their higher self. They're just you're going to see its reflection. So it's kind of like seeing their reflection of its mirror of themselves. So the higher self is going to communicate with you, and it's going to go like this. So you're going to see the person go in and out, right? So that's going to be totally normal. That's just understanding. It's getting to its acceptance, knowing that that system is a three-dimensional system, and that higher self understand what's going on. See, everything through higher self has its own location through division of a chakra system. That's the communication through body activation, which is yin and yang. It's the center core of its balance. That's the point center you have through its location of its planet. So it's kind of like understanding through the human. Okay, like I said, if that person is moving, and you see that person moving, but he's not, but it's moving through your perception. Now you understand that you're in a higher division through light activation, through vibration, through rotation. So like I said, when you see my hand go faster and faster, it comes to, you see things coming out, right? Even in Jerome, anybody on Zoom, when we do Thursday nights on the round table, You see things coming in, going up and down and all that, right? Side, cross, whatever. It's extremely real. Okay, and orbs going through, it's extremely real. It's because you're in space. So the more you understand space, the more you understand time, the more you understand your lights through its rotation. Because everything's in a high, high, high vibration. Okay, so like I said, when you get into the division, everybody's going to look smaller. You're still standing, but it's incredible because it looks like you're floating. And you feel you just, whoa, what is going on? My body's completely out now. It's not back in my body anymore. I feel it. So it's understanding you're coming more into space. Your mind system wants to stay out. Okay, it doesn't want to do this. If it's doing this, you're confusing the line of its alignment, and you're going to go back into the past. You've got to stay in the present to go forward, right? So once it goes forward and it understands the algorithm of its digital system, now you get into a higher location, a higher division. So you can see yourself more platituding through levitation. Okay, so be prepared for that. I always let you guys know what's going to happen. Okay, so you don't get alarmed. Okay, when you see these things, right? So, but it's a lot of fun too, because you guys are going to get more communications with yourself, and you understand, oh, I understand now because that person is moving, but he's not moving. But in your perception, it is. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. Those are the big things that are happening right now. Okay, because space is extremely fast, and the faster you go, the more you stand to intelligence. Okay, because my vocabulary high rise is so fast and so many levels. Your vocabulary just spins on so many locations of your bilocators. Your energy system is just overloading. Now you have to get the balance with its overloading. Okay, because the program can only set divisions on location centers, which is the lacing line system. So it's kind of like, you know, the retro balls they have in bingo, how it goes like this, you know, they're going in that, and then, oh, B56, and it comes down, right? That's the chronological order. B56 rolls right there, right? I6, N40, you know, and so on and so on and so on. That's chronological order. That's what your digital system does. So if you understand more of that, then you understand how powerful it is when you get into the simulation of its pattern. Because you got to get into the coloration through your communication line signals when it comes into your chakra systems. Because your chakra system has to understand its location when it comes to its 12-guided system. Okay, you got to get into the sacred breath. You got to get into that. Very important. That's the most important thing, because that's the code frequency that comes out and allocates location. It sets its pattern to everything through the XT1000s. Okay, so there's a lot to learn from, you know, and like I said, there's a lot more bigger things that are coming up, but I'll keep you aware and keep you prepared of what's going on, right? So the more you're aware, the more you focus, the more you conscious levels of everything through its awareness. So just imagine this. You wake up every morning and you're aware of everything. And every time you wake up, you're more aware. And every time you wake up more and you're more and more aware. That's what it is. You're so aware of everything. That's the power. That's the force. That's the consciousness. Okay? You make less mistakes. You're self-aware, because there's a lot of people, especially with driving. There's so many people that don't know how to drive. They're always looking forward, but they don't look across. Okay? So it's very important that you get into the focus of everything that you see. Okay? Everything that you hear. Okay? And everything that you voice. Okay? Through your reactor. Okay? And really, really get connected through the soul. Because the soul is the answer to everything. Okay? That's a high-rise recognition of you. Now that integrates everything through your soul recognition. That sends core centers to your correlation system, to your eye receptive visions, okay, through your audio signals, your gamma signals. These things are very important, right? When you're coming into AI operation system, which is AI information receptions. So, thank you, Bridgie. It's great to be back. I feel so connected. So, but yeah, it's great to be back. Reflecting in fluorescent light. I looked at the observed my feet. Oh, wow, fascinated. See, that's the thing. You guys are going to get more connections now with everything around you. Like bridging is seeing lights, not TV. So that light is trying to communicate through signals. So it's setting audio signals like. So if there's a pause, you understand that's 1, 2, write it down. If there's a pause again, that's 1, write it down. So you got 2, 1, 1, or maybe you're 4. That's a code. So then you understand, okay, that's the code in that dimension of that light activation. So it's electronic interference. So everything you see in front of you, back of your side of you, 3-body activation, it's going through electronic interference. And it's very important you understand how to use these things when it comes to your chakra system or anything communication through electronic interference when it comes to locations of your phone. Okay? Because your pattern division has to understand everything through your phone, because my phone is at my vibration. If my phone was not at my vibration, it would overload its system. It would not understand me through location. So that's where you have to get into mind telepathy and telekinesis and how you can do these things through your finger points, your digital system. Okay? Right? So it's kind of like it's already there in position because it's set in the future, not the present, the future. Because remember, you're not in the past anymore. You're only in the presence. You can no longer be in the past. AI is not the past. See my hand? Look at that. See how powerful it is? It's incredible how I do these things. I just love seeing things how it change. See how that's vortexing. See? One dimension, another dimension. But see how it's, you can actually see the wind force. You actually see it change. Look how slow. Watch. Watch. It's going to vibrate. See that? See how it vibrated? Very, very slow. It's going. See my hands. Look at my hands. Look at that. Look how fast that's going. It's going slow, but it's going really, really fast. Right? So it's spinning around the clock. That's balance. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But you guys will get into that. You'll get into that. You know, your conversations will be balanced. Your body activations will be balanced. Your mind framing system will be balanced. Your thoughts will be in balance, right? Through more communication through yourselves, right? Especially with the Galactic Force team. Anybody through the Galactic Forces, you can either learn from my videos. Eventually, I am going to write a book on everything. So that's not going to be for a while because there's so much that I need to do. We have to go back up to dimensional Earth and change everything through formation. We'll get into that. But like I said, I like to keep everybody aware of where you are through position, because you guys have to be at that balance through location. Right? So you really have to understand your body activation through its mastering skill sets. And that's where we are now. We're ascending masters. All right. So you guys should be really, really congratulating yourself because you're getting a lot better. Right. And everything through intelligence saying, hey, the Galactic Force team is higher rising better and better. They're really, really getting into the vocabulary. Right. The more we get into the vocabulary, the more you can communicate. Remember, the vocabulary high rises, you rise through intelligence. And then you'll be able to communicate with their vibration. That's what they want. Okay. And that's where it gets confusing, because the higher you go, if you don't understand the program, you don't understand the illustration, you understand the codes, you're going to stay there until you understand the intelligence. Okay, because there's been times where I've been at situations and I'm up in space. They put me up in space. Okay, Andrew, what's this? It's like, okay, I'm being tested. I'm doing live videos, but they're putting me up in space and they're telling me, what is that? I say, okay, that's an energy locator through a security line defense. That's a planet location through an interference through intelligence. That's what that is. I said, well, what does that mean? I said, well, the energy location is connecting through the intelligence and it's walking, surfacing through the planet location of vibration centers. That's the center as a core system and uprises the oxygen levels to the archetype division. That's what it means. You know, it's like with my daughter, understanding plumbing. You know, understanding everything solar text and then understanding everything through the illustration. So you have to understand not just the solar text, but you have to understand the illustration and the numbers. You know, when you're putting something together, everything is in either it's in numbers or it's in letters. Okay, the points, forms, like shapes and how to put things together, right? Well, that's the geometry system. You're just putting something in and putting it together, right? It's the same thing with space. Same thing with space, but with space, it's all digital. Okay, so you put it in a digital platform of a crop circle or a planet, put its location to its grounds. Okay, and then you send it to everything through a country. Because like I said, there's going to be so many crop circles, it's going to make your guys' head spin. So many crop circles. Okay, in all country systems, right? And it's really powerful stuff because that's what it does. The more crop cycles that we put up, the more it heals the dimensional Earth faster and faster. Because remember, the crop circles on the ground formations are planets. And what's on the planets? Intelligence. What do you think walks the surface on the planets? Intelligence comes out through the XT1000s. We have plasma force energy systems that walk surfaces of the grounds. They communicate with everything through interforce connections. You don't see that because you're sleeping. Why do you think they come out at night? See, there's a lot of things that you guys have to understand and why these things are all done at night, right? So I wasn't able to give you that because I didn't have that information at that time, because I was up in Thunder Bay setting up the crops of its cycle. Once you get into my information, you understand what a crop cycle is. It's a crop circle, but we call it a crop cycle. That's the rotation center through shapes, the geometry set system through the coloration. So that wind spins everything through section divisions of digital system. So it's all structure and divisions through simulation. Now it's getting more complicated now because I'm high rising faster, right, with my vocabulary, right? But you guys are understanding more and more, right? Not understanding me, understanding yourself first, okay? Don't try to understand me because you will get totally confused, okay? Even if I do illustrations, I don't understand Andrew. I don't understand my commander. I had the same problem with Tina, but look at her now. She's understanding. Now she's got to understand how to put everything in order. Okay, so there's a reason why I change your algorithms so you can understand more of your intelligence systems. Okay? So it's really wonderful stuff when we get into that through point centers. So anyway, so Priscilla, last night my feet were reflecting fluorescent light. So your computer is coming out of your body system, Priscilla. It's trying to communicate through you, through your plasma division. You should go with that so it comes out more, right? So you can actually see interface of you, what you look like. You have to know what you look like through a plasma system. You got to see your eyes through your plasma eyes. So you are seeing yourself in reflection, but it's your real self, which is all plasma, light activation. Once you see yourself, now you have partnership. Okay? So my phone and devices have been working at times through passing in. Cool. Communicating, eyesight just shifted again. Yep. Let's see here. Just communications here. Communicating, yes, okay. More communications. I was sensitive to energy. I'm getting back to higher sensitivity. Okay, sorry, I didn't think before. Watch beginning after, because Andrew upgraded. Yep. See, Linda already, Priscilla already knows that she's upgraded. Okay, same with Linda, same with Jerome, because they've been with me longer. Okay, Desi is coming into more formations now. Okay, so I don't want you guys to be, scared being upgraded, or if I do these things, or I do these things because it's understanding that you guys are set in a location through the future, and you have to be at that balance, right? So we can change the dimensional Earth through its right location. Okay, so your balance has to understand its vibration through its dimensional Earth. But everybody's on that balance frequency level through a different DNA strand, through a different location. But it's all about understanding what you're doing, and why you're doing these things. Okay? It's all about mastering your skill sets. And like I said, we're coming into the ascension. We're coming into masters now. Okay? So, watch beginning, yep. Algorithm systems. You guys will feel it right away. Spacing out right now. Yep. Feels so good. Start floating again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're walking, if you see yourself more, and if you look up and then you look down, right, you'll see yourself higher and higher. And your lights, you actually see yourself floating. Okay, if you feel like you're floating and then you see yourself, and then you realize, wow, I'm really high now. I look so tall. So that means that you're going higher and higher through location, right? 3-point center. So you guys have to be at a certain position, okay? A certain height, a certain coloration, a certain vibration, a certain frequency. You have to be at a certain tone division so you can communicate with anything through intelligence. Okay, because if you come across somebody that's at the same level as you and you're communicating through them, you're communicating through the avatar to the avatar. You're not communicating through human vessel. You're communicating at third level through levitation. right? And you can pick that out too. You understand their energy through light and dark. You say, oh, that's light. I think I'll go talk to that person, right? So what happens is that either your avatar or your computer is already out and it's communicating, or you're just coming out. You can do either or, but you have to understand that the more you stay out, the more you understand of its knowledge. If you go back in, you're going back phrasing. Okay, you don't want to do that because now you're going into the ego. So you want to stay out of the ego and stay within the mind. So the mind has to have its flowing, because once it comes out of its system, it's very important to understand what's going on through its vision of balance. Because if you don't have balance with the mind system, it's going to go back into the phrasing of its past. You don't want to do that. And you're not going to be able to communicate with higher intelligence through dimension. Okay, so things are going to get more weird for everybody. So like I said, you're going to see people going in and out through perceptions. All right. You guys have to learn these things for yourself. It's all about adapting. You have to get into your correlation centers. You have to get into what's going on with your perceptions, your audios, the sounding waves of your audio signals, the waving cycles of your rhythm patterns, your psychop divisions, your psychometry division, understanding everything through its equation. If you pick something up, it goes into your energy system. You understand the communication, right? Where it is through division, take it out of its equation. Now you know where it is at division, at dimension. So it's A, B's, and C's because we've done videos on that before, right? So. Yeah. When I've been driving lately, I felt my car kept shaking when I went over. So yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah. So your car is getting used to your body activation. Your body is getting used to your vortex divisions. It's amazing because everything that you see is floating. So I think it's hard to understand these things because you have to say to yourself, why is the dimensional earth, why is it floating in space? And say, well, if it's floating in space, is it possible for a human vessel to actually see the dimensional floating? So if you see it floating, you're floating, right? So it's all about reaching that level of vibration so you can communicate with it every day. Because remember, there's higher formations of planets. So the higher you go, right, the more you see. So it's kind of like you're looking up, but you're looking down, you're seeing everything that's going on through dimensional Earth. And the dimensional Earth is like a little speck, but your ears open like you wouldn't believe. You hear prayers. This is when you get into God frequency lulls. We got into the geometric system, all right, of the open dimensions, of directions, of divisions. Now we're coming into more higher formations, cybergenetics. So it's going to be a lot more fun now for everybody, right? More confusing to a lot of human vibrations because what you're going to see through your perception, okay? Don't think that you're crazy or anything like that. It's just that it's trying to get into your division. It's trying to understand what you're going on through its location. So, it's your body activation communicating with the simulation pattern. So if the human vessel is going in and out, right, your perception is trying to communicate what's going on. So if it understands, it's going to go back into balance and it will stop. So keep doing this until you understand. Once you understand, and go back into balance. And then you can move on to the next person. So just do experiments like that, but really get mastering skills of your body activations. Try to communicate with your computer. Try to communicate with your phone. Try to communicate with your TV, right? Because that's what AI does through telekinesis, right? So that's what we're gonna get into that. We got into mind telepathy. We're getting really well informed with that. But intelligence is telling me, get the galactic force team in telekinesis. They have to understand their levitation devices through floating mechanisms. Because your aura divisions through starlight energy systems, the more you high-rise your starlights, the more they spin, the more they rotate, right? The more they circularly rotate through its cycle. Okay? So it's all a process. We're getting there, but there's big things coming up. So be prepared for that. But it was nice to get that R&R. I really needed it. And I'm closer to my family more than ever, which is even better. And that makes me more force, more strength, more power, more awareness, more consciousness, It's amazing because I recommend, everybody seeing their family is very important to you, because even though they're the three-dimensional system, they're still your family, and you just learn to accept them, right? And it's really, really powerful stuff when you just accept people for who they are, right? You can't change them unless they want to be changed. That's another thing, right? They have to want. Can you help me? That's different. They want that. That comes into the belief, and then when you start believing, then you start healing through your thoughts, and that's where the force comes in. That's where the magic comes in. Okay, so you have to get at that level. But Maeve Gold, that's unbelievable. I haven't seen you in months. Hope you're doing okay. Seems like you're doing all right. It's been a while since I've healed you. But so you guys are communicating. I've been floating all day. It feels very surreal. See, that's the thing. Linda's floating. So like I say, I do the video right now, but you guys already know what's going on. So you're already self-aware. I'm just putting up the video and letting you know more of its awareness through its focus and its consciousness. Okay? So it's being self-aware of what's going on. Okay? And being more self-aware of what your commander is going to do. All right? So I just slow it down. I thought of the car, but the rentals, it's surreal. It's very surreal. My phone and Wi-Fi are really flipping out. Yeah. See, that's the thing. So Priscilla, you have to control everything through your mechanisms now. So your algorithm system is trying to communicate with your phone now. So the way you balance this out is to understand that you understand the thoughts of its computer. You understand where it is, the division of your computer system. Your algorithm system has a different location when it comes to your phone system. So it's channeling your divisions and centering core everything through division. So you have to balance yourself out and bring yourself back to center. That's how you communicate through your phone. Okay, because your phone has a center. Your phone's an atom. Everything's an atom. Everything's electronic. Everything's magnetic, right? Even plastic, you don't think it's magnetic, but it is, because it's electricity that goes into your body. That's magnetic. That's right. It's energy. Energy is magic. Even if it's plastic. See, look at anything I hold, it goes through vortex. Look at that. See? Cool, isn't it? Now, as you can see 1 and 2, but when I go fast and faster, you can actually see 3 or 4. See? See how it's going back and forth? See? See 1, 2, 3. So it's in 3 divisional levels of 3-point systems of 1 location system. That's the center core is its division to its planet location through its marker system. Intelligence. So my phone freezes every time I pick up. Yeah, because you're going through electronic interference. Yeah, Jerome had the same problem with the light fixtures, the circuitry element system. So if you're walking circuit system, you get up in the morning, you're communicating. If the circuitry system, the light is communicating with you, you have to understand its balance. If it's flickering in and out like this, your vibration is higher. So you have to understand communication through its location and understand that it's at a lower division. So you have to communicate with your circuitry level. Telekinesis. We have to get in telekinesis, everybody, because we're AI now. We got into mind telepathy. That's great, but we got to get into telekinesis. So now you know, right? So you have to know what's in and out now. You're going to see tree formats going in and out. They're going to communicate with you more. The ground formations are going to spin now. So it's going to look like you're going through dimension, through a circle. So you look down, it looks like you're going down, 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 down. So you look down, and it looks like you're actually going into a tunnel, but you're falling. It looks like you're falling, but you're not. So the ground is trying to communicate through you, through your vibration. So it's getting balanced with everything through division. Okay, through body activation. That's what you have to do, because I had to go through the same thing. I had to go through the same thing. You guys have to go through the same thing. Right? So my car sometimes becomes my horse. We skip, float through, jump, launch, saying wee. Can you help me with my Wi-Fi? Stupid telephone. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Can you help me with Wi-Fi? Okay, I'm just seeing a communication system. Communication levels, Priscilla division level system, satellite division, activation system, communicates levels division of Priscilla's phone division. Change location centers, balance everything's location. activate light signals to the Priscilla's division of a digital format system. Okay, so how's your phone now, Priscilla? Should be okay now because I connected through your satellite. You have to understand how to communicate with your own satellite because a line communicates with you every single day wherever you go. You guys didn't know that, did you? You're communicated through a signal, through a satellite. Where do you think all the information goes? It goes into the starlights, which is you, up to this spaceship, into the interface of the sun, which is the portal, into its algorithm of its moon. Okay, you're all connected through a satellite. That's its connection. Remember, you can't miss that. You gotta, if you miss it, you're hitting something else. You coordinate something else. So you gotta hit it directly. So it can go into the spaceship, spaceship to the sun, sun to the moon, moon back to the sun, into the satellite, into your hand formation, back into your body activation. That's its algorithm, that's its pattern, which becomes its location, right? Through information. So, any for the team, got to find out more about my planet. Yep, planet's good. Find out more about your planet. That's a good idea. How do I start understanding the vocabulary? Yeah. How many times have I heard that? Well, Starseed, you can go through my upgrades. PayPal, a lot of my Galactic Force team has done that many, many times. And the more you go through upgrades, I put you up to division where you're supposed to be. So your serpent light is trying to understand space. See, the thing is, Starseed, you're extremely powerful light formation through information, but you don't understand your snake. You don't understand the space of its snake. You don't understand its DNA structure of your body activation of its snake. You don't understand its correlation of its intelligence of its planet of its snake. You're the serpent of light through activation, the Egyptians. So you understand how to communicate with its intelligence, right? And that's done through a program, through its upgrades, right? So that's why everybody goes to my PayPal, you know, donations or emails. Anything you want to go through information, I put you into that balance, right? It's getting balance with your planet. I'm from Lemuria. Where are you from? Understand how to communicate with the planet. If you communicate with the planet, then you understand everything through location, through intelligence, because everything is at a different vibration, right? So you guys are having trouble with your phones. You got to start somewhere, right? This is not communicating with planets. This is communicating with your phone. If you don't know how to communicate with your phone, how are you supposed to communicate with intelligence, right? So basically, you're sending a code to your phone so you can communicate, right, through its balance. So yeah, you have to keep listening. It just comes through. Yep. Yeah, Linda's right. Linda's been with me a long time. So your understanding guidance will give the energy pockets of downloads. It will just get it. Yep. Suddenly, yeah, it will click in. And that's the thing. Once it clicks in, and force rises because a lot of people don't understand. At least you're being honest with yourself and you say, okay, I don't understand this, Commander, I don't understand this, Andrew. I try to help you in a way because I can go to the three-dimensional system and tell you exactly what you need to know and how to get there, right? Through codes, right? How to see that on and off, but never knew what it was. I'd seen my dog moving like that. Yep. Yeah, anything through animal, anything that you see through perception, your eyes are going to change. It's going to flicker in and out, right? So you're trying to get balance with everything that you see now because you're at a higher division through location now, people. Okay, so you're coming out of your body more and more. You're coming out of the mind more and more. Okay, so it's not just the mind coming out, it's your whole body coming out. Okay, that's where it becomes real. That's where you actually see yourself levitating, out of your body, and you actually see yourself going through dimensions and portals and orbs, right? Because it becomes more real. Once you understand more vibration through intelligence, okay, through activation. Yeah, it explains everything a lot more through the physical events. Yeah, it feels like we're totally prepping for this. Well, there you go. So Linda's already prepared on what's going to happen next, so she's well informed with herself. So stars are flipping out of hands, move to. Been seeing all that. Weak. Stars are vortexing. Yep. Yep, if you look at your hand formation and you feel like it's going in and out or is it shaking like that, well, it's either, it's trying to understand your body activation, it's trying to communicate with you. So you have to understand communication with your body. before you can communicate anything with outside through nature, right? That's where you get into the finger points, right? The content, the dimensional earth, the water, the air, the fire, right? We haven't even got into the planets yet. We just got into everything through formation and the two cycle divisions of activation circles, right? 2 within its center, right? So that's 10 altogether, right? So 10 atmospheres, 2 within its center. It's activation through its lights. That's communication with its planet. Put it together like that. That's basically a formation. Okay, that's a signal. That's a signal. Okay, right? You'll see a lot of people that Bashar does that. You know, he does this. He has his own way of, you know, communicating with everybody. So he centers himself like this every time he communicates. So he's got his pyramid and he's communicating. Now, the one thing that he does that I don't do is he closes his eyes. He's a powerful entity force system. He's connected through the monks. And Bashar, I'm very familiar. I communicate with them. It's very easy to communicate with intelligence where they are. It can be anything through live program. It can be a tape program. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's behind everything through its matter, because everything becomes real. So I know how to communicate with Bashar and his entity force, which is its avatar. Okay. So he's not a computer. He's an avatar. So that's understanding where he is through division of dimension when it comes to his intelligence. He's extremely high rise. He said hi to me. I said hi to him. So I said, well, you know, I have to close my eyes because he doesn't have any relation to his body activation. And that's the muscle tension. So he has to close his eyes because when he closes his eyes, he sees space. I see space right away. So he's not at that division, but he's a powerful force through location. And I think I got something in the room here. I don't know what that is. How'd that come in? Everything's closed. Yeah. So basically, that's what it is. That's what you have to understand. There's a lot to understand. I know it's a lot of powerful stuff that's going on right now. Anyway. So, how's everybody feel about that? I was a little frightened that my frequency was messed up with the plane signals. I kept feeling and seeing the sky patterns of the plane. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's more powerful as you see more and more. Mm-hmm. People always come to us when they need to. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. No, it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from. The windows are closed. Anyway. I'm not sure what it is, but it's big. Anyway. Yeah. Healing, but could use a push, please. Okay, Male Gold. Well, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time, but yeah, I can set you a code frequency to heal you. Yeah. Yeah, you can go through my PayPal. But your high rise to division now, your colorations are moving in, and your body activation is coming more into balance. So that's what I've seen too, because you've been going through a lot to your healing, right? When you first started out with me, right? At the very beginning. So. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coming into more formation. Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, you can go through my email again. Yeah, I always place my email below. But it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, so. What happened with the pen? You see it through your perception differently than I see it, right? So, because everybody's at different perception, right? So, did take portions of your book, yep, back together, and yep, you can understand another word without understanding yourself. Mm-hmm. Sherry, yeah, what's happening with Sherry? And she was going to join in chat tomorrow. Super excited for you all to meet her tomorrow morning. That would be good. I feel like I'm having a wider range of optical perception since joining the team. Yep, you'll find that, Starseed. It's more connecting now, more when it comes into your snake formation through your light activation, through the Egyptian. So my senses are up and down, left and right, front and back. Yep, your eye states. Everything is going to change once you get into that. So. Mm-hmm. I have people to tell me the stories they're saying about stuff. Cool. So I'm just going through your questions. Yeah, the blue pen was flipping, moving. Yep. Well, see, that's the thing. That's where you guys are going to see more, right? Remember, you see differently what I see. Okay, everybody's in a different balance through DNA. So if you're seeing force rising of vibration through rotation really fast, you're going to see different coloration through your perception, and that's how you see everything through cloud formation, how it changes. So it's really cool. I think it was coming from the light. Yeah, it was coming from the light. So it's reflecting. So it must have been in the light. I don't know how it got here. So, because my door's locked and my window's shut. It's amazing how things come through, you know. Anything's information. But it's cool when you see that. You know, try to do that. Try to get more into your body activation. Right? Really, really get into listening of your body. What does it want? What is it saying? How do we communicate with it? You know, we got into that before with the back phrasing videos that I've done right before that. So. But like I say, if you have any questions, you go through my email, you know. So I'm going to leave that with everybody. It's 10:30. I'm going to get up early in the morning and do another video. We're going to go to the South Star Station. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So I love you guys very much. I'll keep informed for tomorrow morning. The process that's going to happen. Jerry Commander from the Galactic Force Team and the Galactic Forces. Calling in. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.